Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the light bringers, and the soulpreneurs of this world to live their most magical life. So we are going to be diving in today to your year of 2020. What is it that you need to know? What messages do the angels have for you, and how can you best navigate it? And we're going to be breaking this down a little bit differently than I do my monthly readings. I'm going to be diving into different categories and taking a peek into different categories throughout your year. So we are going to dive in. First, we're going to start with your theme, your overarching theme for the year. And before I even dive into that, I just want to comment on the fact that I really want to encourage you guys throughout this entire year to take a step back and consciously ask yourself, what am I supposed to be learning here? What patterns am I supposed to be breaking here? What shifts am I supposed to be making in my life? Because I think that based on the cards that I see and based on this whole spread, that the sooner that you can learn that, the sooner that you can kind of learn the lesson and move forward, learn the lesson, make the changes you need to make and move forward, the better. Breaking cycles. You're going to be breaking a lot of cycles. You're going to be learning a lot about yourself. And I think this is what is going to make the difference between a year that feels very stuck and a year that feels like you've grown a lot and broken through so many of the ways that you've been stuck for so long, is in taking a step back, recognizing the lesson, doing what you need to do, doing what your intuition is showing you that you need to do, and going for it. So that is where I want to start with that. The first cards that we're going to talk about are the theme cards, okay? So here we have the Two of Air reversed. The Two of Air reversed is very much about two parts of yourself battling, okay? So you may find that this is like your ego and your soul battling, the part of yourself that is love, the part of yourself that is fear battling, you going back and forth about a major decision for your life throughout a good portion of the year, you feeling really confused about what you should do. This can also be like denying that there's a problem, trying to hide your head in the sand. And again, you're really encouraged to take a look at these parts of yourself that are battling. Take a look at what's really going on with you and figuring out what's going to be best to do about it, because if you can do that, that's really going to save you a lot of grief with this theme here. And then we have the Three of Fire reversed, okay? So if you can do that, if you can learn your lessons, if you can acknowledge what's really going on for you and just recognize the truths that are going on within, this will lead to things like things being very good and feeling like you have wonderful things arriving into your life. Feeling like you're creating things that are for the long term and are for your highest and best good and your best life path. But this is showing up reversed. So this is saying to me, if you can't honor that truth within you that's trying to come out, you're really going to feel stuck in those areas. You're going to feel like abundance isn't flowing as easily. Good things aren't flowing as easily to you. You're going to be feeling like, the things that you're working on aren't really moving anywhere, aren't really reaping any gains. And so you want to make sure that you are doing what you need to do to get you into this state of this magical stuff that's trying to come through for you. So the next category that we're going to take a look at is the self and health section. So the self and health section, okay, the very first thing is the Hermit, okay? So this is about healing yourself through being in your own energy, being in your own space. Sometimes we just need to be in our own energy. And this isn't about not wanting to be around other people. This is not about isolating yourself. This is about spending some extra time in your own energy, whether you're meditating, whether you're just by yourself doing things quietly, doing something creative, going for walks, whatever it is that helps you, but spending that time in your own energy and really making that a priority throughout this year. Because if you can do that, you are going to be on a journey of self-discovery and you're going to learn a lot about yourself. And again, that's going to help you with the challenges that are showing up for you this year. So this can be an opportunity to really connect on a deep, deep spiritual level, and it can be really powerful for you. So I would invite you to do that and really encourage that over the course of this next year. The other thing that's going to be helpful for your overall self and health in your life is release. is letting go of the things that don't serve you. And this can be, the release card is the equivalent of the death card in the tarot, in traditional tarot. And I tend to not read that as a death, as a loss. It's just like a major life change, a major shift in your life course. And I feel like that's part of what's going to be going on for you, is like trying to decide the direction that that's going, or trying to cope with the changes that the universe has brought up for you. But any changes that are coming in, any clearing that's happening, whether you're choosing to do it or whether the universe is doing that for you, is for your best life path. And you're ultimately going to be seeing that. But sometimes it's going to feel like for a while you're going to be grieving, you're going to be challenged, you're going to be having a hard time. But ultimately there are going to be some major things that it's just time to move on from. And the sooner that you can let those go, and the sooner you can release those without having a death grip on them, the better. So anything that's ready to be released, let that go. That's going to be best for you. That's going to be best for your health and your overall well-being. Now let's take a look at your work and your life's work for the next category. So it can be the job that you get paid for. It can be, just what your purpose here is on this earth. And because sometimes we don't get paid for our purpose, right? Sometimes we go and we do a job and we make our money, and then we live out our purpose in our social interactions or somewhere else in the world. So you don't have to necessarily get paid for this, but your work and your life's work. So let's take a look at those cards. So we have here the Two of Water reversed. Okay, so you may find in regard to work like that there may be some conflict, there may be some challenges. You may be realizing that maybe some kind of a work partnership or somebody that you're connecting with in regard to work is maybe not quite the right fit anymore, or it may be like the workspace that you're in is not quite the right fit anymore. But I think that relationships are going to be guiding this. And so what I mean by that is that conflict or challenges in relationships are trying to show you the way, are trying to show you that it's time to move on, that it's time to make a change, that it's time to find a new partnership in regard to work, that it's time to shift in some way. So watch for relationships to guide your way in regard to work. And oftentimes the way that we're guided is through discomfort. So you may find that there's issues related to relationships really shaking things up in terms of it being more stressful, there being more conflict, in order to help guide you and to show you the way, either to make a change or right out the door, whatever it is that is meant to happen for you. And then we have the King of Fire reversed, okay? So the King of Fire reversed is like you just not feeling like you're focusing, you're not feeling very focused on the work that you're doing, you're not feeling like you're able to express yourself, you're not feeling like you're really tapped into your leadership skills as well as you could be. And so you're really encouraged to take a look at, okay, so if I'm not feeling these things, what do I need to do to foster this? Do I need to make a shift? Do I need to take a class? Do I need to communicate with somebody? Do I need to whatever that is, but what changes do you need to make to help foster this? And I think that you're going to find yourself guided by some kind of a mentor or a friend, somebody who has some great creative ideas, different approaches for what to do in regard to work that are going to spark a whole chain of events of some changes you're going to be making in regard to work. So let's take a look at the next category is love or relationships. So these can be our love relationships, our romantic relationships, but also our personal relationships as well. So the first card that we're going to take a look at is the Wheel reversed. And I'm going to just read these two together because I think that they're really important together. The Eight of Earth reversed. Okay, so reversed again is suggesting to me a lot of stuck energy. And we have the Wheel reversed. So when the wheel is upright, it's about moving forward. Okay, it's about the ending of a repeating of a cycle. And this is suggesting to me that you are continuing to repeat a cycle, and you may even consciously be aware that you're repeating this at this point, and just maybe even be frustrated with yourself. This is a time for you to make the change. This is the time for you to stop repeating the pattern and to do everything within your power to make that happen. And this may mean letting go of some relationships in your life that's hard to let go of. This may mean setting boundaries that are making you wildly uncomfortable, but this is so important, because here's the thing, with the 8 of Earth, this is saying to me, you're not learning the lessons that you're supposed to be learning in regard to relationships. There's something that you're missing here. Take a step back and say, what is this pattern? What's going on? Where am I stuck? What do I need to change? What do I need to do? Because if you can do that, then this energy can move forward, and you can be, learning new lessons and connecting with relationships and people who are at a higher vibration, that are going to have more positive interactions with, and just be a source of more positivity and light in your life. But you've got to release this stuff first. You've got to recognize what this is and find a way to shift out of that and to make those changes. That feels like a really important area of your life throughout this year of 2020. So the next one that we're going to take a look at is money and finances and abundance. So the first card that we have here is the Page of Fire. So, there's just not going to feel like a whole lot of excitement, I think, in regard to finances or projects, jobs, anything leading to more projects. I think you're going to feel kind of stuck again. There's not like a new energy coming in regard to this. You're going to feel stuck. And again, this is about releasing patterns, releasing your thinking around money, which is what the next card is coming in, the Ace of Air. It's like you've got to take a look at the way that you're viewing money, abundance, opportunities, all of these things in your life. You've got to make some tweaks. You've got to make some changes. So learning what you can about affirmations, about money, about opportunities, about about abundance, anything that you're wanting to manifest, because you've got to make some tweaks. You've got to make some changes in order for new things to come in, for new energy to come in regard to money, for new energy to come in regard to opportunities. And I think if you can make some tweaks, this is going to be a great year for you to do some kind of a manifestation program where you learn more about manifesting, specifically about manifesting abundance, where you do some work around your thoughts and your thinking around money or opportunities or abundance. Because if you can do that, that's really going to help you to progress and move forward here. So the next cards, the last cards that we're going to take a look at is your thoughts. Where are your thought processes going to be throughout this year? And what do we need to know here? So let's see. So first we have the Knight of Fire. Okay, so this is kind of saying to me that your thinking is going to be in a little bit of a crisis state. Not that like you're totally going to lose it, because we don't have a ton of air cards here in this reading, but I think that you're going to have moments that feel like you're in crisis. I think you're going to have moments that feel really challenging. And again, I want you to remember that this is for the purpose of helping to redirect you. Whenever you need to be redirected, whenever there's something to be changed, I think that it's going to get kind of uncomfortable through this year. So again, if you can make those changes sooner, it's less discomfort, and that's going to help you to progress and move forward and bypass a lot of this energy, okay? But I do feel like ultimately you do that. I feel like ultimately you're shaping your thinking, because then we have the Nine of Air reversed, okay? So what this is saying to me is you're finally understanding that your thoughts create things. Your thoughts create your experience, and you begin to shape the way that you view the world. You begin to shape the energy and the thinking that you're putting out there. So again, anything that's going to help you to work on your thoughts, whether it's affirmations, whether it's a program to help shape and change the energy that you're putting out there, or something related to the law of attraction, related to manifestation, affirmations, anything like that that's going to help you to work on your thinking and make those shifts is going to be really helpful, because ultimately I do think that you're going to begin to create some major changes in the way that you view the world for the better. And it's really up to you how much discomfort you go through before you get to that. So if you start that off earlier in the new year and really do some great work on your thoughts and your thinking and the energy that you are putting out to the universe, you are going to save yourself a whole lot of trouble here. So I really hope that you guys do that. I really think that that will create a much more positive and comfortable year for you. If you want to learn more about me or about clarity, you can check me out at discoveryourawakening.com. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button, and I always love to hear from you in comments below. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, hit that subscribe button with the bell so that you get notifications for any and all videos that I upload here on the channel. I really appreciate all of your support. So thanks so much for watching today, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Take care, guys.